All right, well, guys, we covered that topic quite a lot. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it in the chat. It's time for the Q&A session. If you have questions, get to Twitter, get to Reddit, use exclamation mark Reddit and chat for the Reddit thread. So let's get started. Starbow's popularity has been increasing since its release a few weeks ago. It contains a lot of the elements the community has been crying out for 5 years: less dead ball, longer engagements, more positional play, less hard counters, more micro, and an economy that rewards expanding past 3 bases. Unlike the initial hype 1.5 year ago, this is still increasing because Starbow has an easy-to-use web-based ladder. The queue times are short and getting shorter as the community grows. Many personalities in the StarCraft community have been promoting it out of sheer interest. So my question is, do you plan to try laddering on Starbow? If not, why? Let's go with Morrow, the Starbow sellout.
I kinda... It was hard to keep up everything you said, but
Okay, so
no,
this guy jerked off Starbow as much as he could, and then he said, "Are
Yeah.
you guys gonna ladder?"
Like I said earlier in this episode, there's no money for pro gamers, and so yeah, like what's the reason you would play Starbow if there's no money in it, right? You
So
could
you-
play it as a hobby, but it's not like you're practicing Starbow.
So you wouldn't ladder on it like an hour or two every week just for fun?
No, I would do that, but the general pro gamer wouldn't
But
wouldn't do that. I just like playing it a lot, and I've been playing it for
Okay.
like past 2 days.
Okay. What about you, HuK? Would you try the ladder?
I mean, maybe like an hour or two per week. But if they really want, like, I love the idea, some ideas from Starbow, like the economy and the unit clumping. Those are like the two biggest things that I like about the game. But it's not, it's like the same thing with that Carbot mod thing. It's like, maybe it's fun and yeah, maybe it's cool, but there's no future in it. There's just not enough people that are playing. There's no point ultimately. Like, pro gaming isn't like, you know, we're all making $80,000 a year and we're comfortable and we have a bright future ahead of us, and it's like, yeah, let's test this out, let's see if we can have fun. Fucking NaNiwa's begging for donations so he can feed himself at night. Look at him. He needs the money,
I don't
man.
want to do it, man.
So it's like, what, you know, you gotta like balance stream
Yeah,
time, you gotta balance,
yeah, but that's the thing, is like
watching replays.
yeah, but everyone's streaming so much, so it's like to spice it up, you know. So like the question
Yeah,
is,
but
would you ladder?
you could say the same thing about Legacy of the Void, and you get worse viewers doing Legacy of the Void than you do Heart of the Swarm. If Starbow was getting tons of viewers, then people would be playing it a lot. It's not. It's not popular. At the end of the day, you know, it has that small niche community, but nothing positive comes out of it, really, besides it's fun. And you're gonna maybe win, you know, like the random tournament like Morrow did. But long-term wise, it would always be smarter to invest into playing
It's the
Heart of the Swarm.
championship, man.
Today I learned having fun is not positive. All right, thank you, HuK. What about you, NaNiwa? Would you ladder?
Of course not.
All right.
Why would you play anything that's not for money?
All right. What about you, Wolf? Your mic is muted, my man.
I'm sorry. I turned on my AC behind me, so like I didn't want that to like go through. I don't know if it's gonna be loud or not. So for me, like when the game first came out, I was really excited to play it because it seemed really cool, and there wasn't a proper ladder, so I was a bit frustrated with that because I couldn't actually. There was no really actually more than not being a ladder was there was no matchmaking system. That was what I really wanted, to be able to play against people who were similar skill to me, because I got people that were like just really bad at mechanics in general, or people who were like brood war people coming in and they were destroying me. So honestly, if a ladder came out tomorrow, I probably wouldn't play because I'm doing so much other stuff right now. I'm also studying Heroes of the Storm like crazy, like most people are. I'm working on World of Tanks, and I'm also obviously still commentating StarCraft in Korea, like Pro League and Star League specifically most of the time. So I just don't have time to do that. But if it at its peak, when it was initially introduced, excuse me, if there was a ladder, I would absolutely be playing it more, and I would have checked it out more. And I feel like a lot of people would have been more interested in it. So like, if you're asking me would you play it, I'm like saying no, but I think it would be really good if it had one, I guess is my answer.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But the thing
What do you
is,
think about HuK?
it does have a ladder. It's just that it's in the in a website and not in the StarCraft 2 client.
Right. Well, I meant like something that's like more automated, where I don't have to. It's just too complicated. I think most casual players, most people who are trying to get into it, are not really as interested in doing all that stuff. I mean, yeah, it exists. I know it exists, and I don't think it did necessarily.
It seems really complicated, but like when I tried it out, you basically sign up on the website and then you just click like, okay, click here to find the game, and then you have like the search box over here, and then underneath you have like a global chat in the web browser, right? So if you have any problem at all, you just write in the chat room like, hey, how do I search for game? You just basically just a button there, you click like search match, and then it finds a match for you. So it's actually really easy it was surprisingly easy to do the matchmaking stuff in Starbow. I'm very happy about it.
I didn't know.
I don't think you should be asking as much if pro gamers are gonna play it. It's rather you should ask why any casual in the chat room right now wouldn't try out Starbow, because it's like Wolf is saying, it sounds like a lot of work to like go to the website, sign up and all that. It's so much work, but it's actually very easy, and I recommend it to basically anyone.
All right. Next up, we have HuK. If you watch Game of Thrones already, what is the HuK rating for this season?
No spoilers.
It was good. I mean, I liked watching it. I love Game of Thrones. I would say maybe like a 7.8 or 9.
Did you read the books?
Yeah, I read the books.
Did that lower your rating?
Books are always going to be better no matter what it is. It's very rare that you see a movie and you're like, that was better than the book. But it just really, the worst part is, it's over and now it's like there's too much time in between seasons. That's what I hate the most.
Yes. Well,
that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's the most painful part. Like one of the best times in my life, I came back from Korea to Canada and I hadn't been home in like maybe 12, 14 months, and I never heard of Battlestar Galactica, and it was all out. And like for just like, I don't know, 6-7 days straight, like I would wake up, park my ass in the chair and just watch Battlestar Galactica on a big screen TV, and that was my whole day. And then I woke up the next day. That was my whole day. Like I love doing that, and it's just painful, man. Now I just gotta wait forever, and it sucks.
All right. His next question, desRow, you dislike Starbow quite a bit. Could you explain why that is? I'm like, I like to cheer against popular things. So like the players that are winning a lot, I like to be anti-fans, and then the people that dislike a player, like I'm a big fan of Firecake. So I like to I like to go against the wave. Not literally, obviously. Yeah. What about you? Okay, the question for Morrow. Why are Swedish pro gamers at the top in other esports like CSGO, Super Smash Bros. And Dota, but lag behind in StarCraft 2?
Koreans don't play those other games. Koreans don't play those other games.
I'm pretty sure we've been one of the best outside of Korea for the past, I don't know, since release.
Even in Brood War, Swedish players.
Yeah, Sweden was even very good in Brood War too.
Hey, pro.
So I don't know what the fuck that guy is talking about.
Yeah, it was a troll question. I didn't add that in because I wanted to see your.
Okay.
Very funny, desRow.
Yeah, very funny.
Very funny, man.
Well, I'm sorry that NaNiwa retired.
Alright, to Wolf, what is your favorite game of all time?
I get this question a lot. I always, whenever someone asks me that, I feel like I immediately think of single player games, but I never really answer the question. I was like, oh, I love all games, but realistically, StarCraft 2 is probably the game that I spent the most time with and that like affected my life the most deeply. So I guess that's like the easy answer here. I don't know if you want anything more in depth than that, but
well, you can go for the single player. I'm sure that guy wants to know.
So how much do you play StarCraft?
People ask me this a lot too, and the answer is not very often, unless like watching VODs counts or casting it counts as playing it, because I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't count.
Ladder time, not very much at all. Not like hardly ever these days. I try to play Legacy of the Void because I always love new games, but there's like no real ladder for Legacy, and every time I play, I'm like hitting Silver League players, and I'm like, well, I I could literally go one base carriers and beat this guy. I don't know why there's no MMR or why I'm not hitting better players. Unless I hit like a pro gamer and I'm like, oh shit, I hit, or, Rotterdam or something. I'm like, wow, that's Rotterdam. It's the real one. I check his stream. I'm like, yeah, it really is him. And then that's like the only time I ever get like somebody who's actually not terrible at the game. So
Yeah.
At least you're honest. I feel like most casters would have been like, "Yeah, I'm GM. I mean,
No,
I
I
can't tell you my
understand.
account, and I can't stream it, but I'm up there. I'm hitting a lot of the pros, because that's been the case for, historically for a while."
But yeah, we suspected them not putting rank ladder in Legacy of the Void beta because of the casters and their hurt feelings. But it's nice to see that you want it too, Wolf. You're one of us. That's nice. Next up, will desRow ever be relevant? Wow. Okay.
I'm glad you read it.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Because you maybe it shows that you're unbiased in your shitty screening of comments.
My man. All right. Do you think we should be moving away from more spells and such, and more towards army control and simple yet effective things such as positioning? Morrow.
Yeah, I do think so. But yes, you can take basically Marines against Banelings. There's basically no abilities in that interaction, but yet it's one of the most fun things to watch and to play, and it has basically no like skill cap at all. So you can definitely have like high intense micro that's fun for everyone without any active abilities and so on. And yeah, I think that is like how micro is more supposed to be, like, rather than I don't know, blinking a stalker one at a time when they're low on HP or clicking Guardian Shield.
Okay.
Did you just say that blinking stalkers was not hard?
No, it is very okay. That's a terrible example actually. But
Yes, it is a terrible
I
example,
think
Morrow.
okay. So like EMPs and storms are like active abilities. Them itself, I don't mind, but when you basically just add over and over more and more active abilities, like spamming Infested Terrans, in my opinion, it's like, oh, it's so many active abilities, but it's actually just a bunch of spamming. So, like, I love positional units like Siege Tank and so on, abusing choke points, spreading out units, retreating, engaging, making flanks, concaves, and all that. I think that's like base micro, and I think a game like StarCraft should be more focused around that rather than active abilities.
All right. Well, Mo, since the odds of you winning a tournament anytime soon is really low, you should really apply for a job at Blizzard. I think it would help all of us.
Oh my god, this guy.
Yeah, well, it's not possible, unfortunately.
Oh, my man.
That's what you get, Morrow, for joining Remax every time.
I love you more, right? If I didn't, I wouldn't say that. Okay, this guy says, I'm finding a lot of hate on the ladder these days. People BMing like no other and acting like a bunch of Call of Duty kids. It's starting to piss me off, and as someone who always says hi at the start of the game and GG at the end, it's becoming increasingly difficult to keep my cool. Do any of you feel like this is a growing trend, or is it just my own perception? And how have you learned to deal with all the shit talkers out there? Help! The people are starting to kill my joy of this game. Let's start with NaNiwa, someone who's cool-headed.
Yes, I also find this to be a huge problem in the StarCraft ladder. I just go into the game trying to mind my own business, and there they are, spamming a bunch of GLs and HFs at me. So I have no choice but to block them. And that's how I go on with my day. But then there's this other problem, I think you might have heard of it. They recently increased the friend list, but not the block list. So how am I supposed to block these new people now?
aren't you GM? Because if you're GM, no one can like message you unless they're friends with you, right?
Well, in game.
Maybe people can
Like,
message
in
you
the
in
game
game.
they can type to you.
Oh, you mean like your opponents that you face on the
Yeah,
ladder.
exactly.
Yeah, he has to cycle his block list to make sure
Yeah, I
everyone
have
he
to like remove
meets.
a few and then I can go ladder again.
Yeah.
Is there any way to just turn chat off entirely, actually?
No,
No,
I
they don't.
wanted that option too. I've written an email to Blizzard about it, but they didn't respond to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure in Legacy that'll be a
Of
thing.
course.
Like they removed chatting heroes.
Of course,
and
they didn't
that's,
respond when it's important feedback.
I think removing it from Heroes is like the most stupid thing you could ever do, but I
They
don't
did
know.
that in Heroes?
Yeah,
Well, you can't
So
talk
they
to
did
your.
it in
you
a
can't
team
talk-
game, but not in a one-on-one game. Oh, okay, Blizzard. Okay.
like you could never talk to your enemy in Heroes, and now they added that you can like at the beginning of the game it tells you click here if you don't want to see your allies talk to you, and then you click, and then you're fucking alone, man. All you see is the pings and nothing else. All right, so this guy, good luck on the ladder, man. Just block them if they're mean. We believe
Yeah,
in you.
just block them, dude. I believe
Yeah.
in you. If I can do it, so can you.
Someone saying that the guy working on Hearthstone, Ben Brode, was having a video interview with Crip not long ago about all the bad cards. Could we somehow push for a similar dialogue to be said between permanent StarCraft community leaders and the StarCraft design team? HuK, as someone who's involved with Blizzard, do you think that could happen?
Can you repeat the question? I wasn't really paying attention.
Like Crip made like a long video about all the shitty cards in Hearthstone, and not long
Yep.
after he had an interview with Ben Brode, the guy that works on Hearthstone.
Mhm.
And do you think the prominent StarCraft 2 community leaders and the StarCraft design team could have those kind of interaction and make videos about the game?
Like flame them? Flame
No,
Blizzard?
no, as in like having David Kim on Remax, for example, or like a 2-on-1 interview or whatever.
I mean, I'm sure it's possible.
Mm.
I don't think it's going to really do anything. Like, in general, as Wolf mentioned, anybody that's going to come on a talk show from Blizzard are going to be very well trained, PR-wise, and they're going to dodge any sensitive question.
Mhm.
I don't know if something super constructive is going to come out of it.
So what
That's
you're
my
saying
point.
is it would be like a PR stunt slash
Well,
like
no,
a front for...
it won't be like a stunt. They're not going to like come on and like say a bunch of bullshit or anything. It's just going to be like the questions you want answered. Like, is this going to be implemented? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? And like key community issues, they're going to just be like, we're going to look into it. We're going to maybe figure out some internal testing. And then if we see promise in it, we might take it to the next step, blah, 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 you know? And it's just because Blizzard's such a big company, they're such a big corporation, they don't want the backlash if they say something's going to happen and they don't know for sure that it's going to happen. They'll never say, like, we're looking into it and there's a possibility. But, you know, that's just the way it is with a big company.
Wolf, will you keep your manly beard? You gain like 10 charisma points on your character sheet with it. From Nico Power 5000.
Thank you, Nico Power 5000. I don't know. I actually, so just a funny story on this beard is when I was in Tokyo for a trip I did. I'm gonna get too into that. I ended up like just deciding I wasn't gonna shave it. And when I came back, I just kind of kept it to just see like what people would think, and everyone was really positive. And I mean, it was much shorter then than it was now, and I was like, you've got to keep up with it. And the two biggest people who were telling me this nonstop were Monte Cristo, who's a League of Legends commentator, and Susie Kim, who used to commentate Brood War and now commentates World of Tanks with me. Works for Twitch and has worked for On Game in the past. These two people were like so adamant I should keep it. And then I talked to my team Salmon, right, Moonglade and Brennan, and they were like, yeah, you know, I think it's okay. Let's like wait and see. And now everyone's saying like don't get rid of it, even the people who were initially against it. So I don't really like myself. I'm not used to it. It feels new to me. So my instinct is to get rid of it, but everyone keeps telling me to keep it. So I'm in this weird state of flux. But for now, I'm gonna keep it. I guess people like it. I think it looks okay. What do you guys think? I mean, do you guys think it looks good?
Yeah, you look more manly. But the real question is, how do the ladies, what do they think?
It's really like 50-50. I think a lot of Korean girls don't really like the beard, but I feel like a lot of Korean girls who like Western things in general are also like, wow, that's a beard that's more Western and that's different. And I like it. So I think it's just like kind of half and half. I feel like I didn't like gain anything from this or lose anything from this. It's just kind of like I pointed certain people like the beard people who like beards are like, wow, I'm glad you have a beard now. That sort of thing with the girls.
Mo, do you have any comments? You've giggled a bunch.
No, it's just so inspiring how like passionate you are about, you know, like hair and beard and all that. It's truly something else.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, oh, my hair is like in my eyes. Time to shave everything.
and that happens like 2 times a year, and that's it.
This guy. All
That's how
right.
my hairstyle goes.
Yeah.
I miss your long hair, Morrow. I liked it. I mean, not to say I don't like your current hair, but like, I miss the long hair, Morrow. I miss the Morrow with the girls from IEM, where you 5x Reaper rushed. I miss that, Morrow.
Those were the good days. All right. Next up.
That was so terrible. But my hair is terrible right now, to be frank, too. But, yeah, I don't really give a fuck, so.
All right. Next up, how confident are desRow and HuK going into StarCraft Geo Party? HuK, do you want the thing tonight? The Geo Party?
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
What the fuck is Geo Party, man? I was like, I was so confused. I was like,
So, like, you guys go to like a geography game, like it's a Geo Party. I was thinking like StarCraft geography, like which it's like where is Tarsonis in the division?
And worse,
Where's Char?
I know he was looking at my webcam because my face was something like, and then he was like, dude, you know the thing tonight. And I'm like, I have no idea where you're talking about, man. No idea. I don't know what that word is. I'm not confident at all. Like, Greetor, he knows like all the math behind units and stuff. I'm such a big field player. Like, I don't even use the clock in StarCraft 2, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get wrecked.
Really?
Yeah, I don't use the clock at all. Even scouting, even when I scout, like if I go to a Zerg's base and I see like, oh, he's got like 5 gas at this time, I have no idea what that means. And it seems like
Why don't you learn it?
I don't know, man. Same reason I didn't change my Nexus hotkey from 0 to anything else, just
But
laziness.
that is such an important thing to know.
I know. Every time I talk to a Zerg player and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, man. They're like, you're joking. I'm like, no, they just don't know, man.
But it's super important in PvT as well. Okay, so HuK, 7:30 is when the drop will come. You're welcome.
The Widowmine drop?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I base it off of like units, so I know like when this building finishes, that's when the drop should come. Like it's like just a feel thing. Like,
When the starport
What
is
if
dropped,
you do
the
a
drop
different
will
build
come.
order?
huh? Morrow?
The starport
What
is
if you
dropped.
what if you do a different build order?
like-
I know, like it's just like instinct. Like I know like when things are supposed to come relatively.
I mean, I'm nowhere near. I'm nowhere near as good as
Stronger.
HuK, but like I know that feeling because like I played Brood War a lot, so like there was no clock, so you just never knew, right? Like you
Yeah.
just kind of feel it. Like for me, it was always supply. I'm no pro gamer. I'm not trying to say like my way is best or anything. And if I were a pro, I might study the clock because it's a resource I have. But I
No,
get
I should definitely use the clock. Like I know I should, I just don't.
But,
There's so much judgment going on right now.
Yeah, no, but
even from NaNiwa, look at this man.
No, but the thing about Jeopardy too is that there's a lot of like community questions about like what happened in the scene back then, and you were like busy being a tryhard in Korea, and I wasn't. I was part of the community, so I think I'll do well. But now that you mentioned Greetorp knows the numbers, I'm a little bit more scared. But we'll see tonight.
I think I'm gonna suck, man. I remember tuning in one episode and Aryam was like at negative 1.7 thousand or something. I think that's gonna be a similar situation. I'm gonna be so eager to push the button, and then I'm just gonna be happy that I got first place pushing the button.
I see.
Yep.
desRow and Morrow, because the others are WCS casters. Well, that's because Nathanus was supposed to be on, so I guess NaNiwa. No, fuck, we answered that question already. Alright, moving on. Favorite hobby outside of StarCraft 2? Let's start with Wolf, since you have such an active lifestyle.
hobby. I would say that's actually like really hard question.
Drinking.
Yeah. Drinking is a fun thing to do, but I wouldn't call it a hobby. If you look behind me, you can actually see like I've got a bunch of like old retro games. I collect old video games, but
Yeah, I remember going into that bunker with you.
yeah, I go through like weird phases of like collecting a bunch of old games, or like go into like binge reading, or I don't know. I just go through like phases of things, but collecting games is one of the things I'm super into now. So I just like I don't collect rare games. I just collect games that like meant a lot to me when I was younger, and like the shelf I've got back there, just literally one shelf is F-Zero. I have almost every copy of F-Zero ever made. The second shelf is literally every Fire Emblem game, Japanese ones ever made. And the bottom shelf is like all Star Fox stuff ever made, except Star Fox 2, which I haven't gotten yet. But like those are my 3 favorite game series, like for Nintendo stuff of all time. So I have that. That's what I do. It's kind of nerdy, but
Yeah.
what I do.
It's okay. We don't judge. I mean, Morrow.
I mean, I don't know what kind of answer you guys were expecting. Like,
What if you bring home like a girl and you go to the bed and then she sees all your like video games? They're like,
usually,
oh, fuck this, I'm
usually
outta
the
here.
response I get is, "Wow, that's really cool. Like, you really are a gamer." Like, because when you go out with a girl or whatever, and you're dating her, you're seeing her, and she knows you're into games and stuff. You go to your house, and she's like, "Wow, like you really are into this. Like, this is like what you like." And I've never had a girl ever like look at what I've done and go, "Wow, that's weird. I'm turned off by this, or I don't like you because of this." Because I'm really adamant. And I say this all the time, even on my broadcast. Like, you should never be shy about the things you love. And I love games. I love StarCraft, and I tell people about it. And usually, I'm so adamant about it that that I found out pretty early if this is not a compatible person for me, because I talk about my life and what I like. So.
That makes sense. But I mean, like, Mo grows a potato for a living, so it's not like you can be the weird one, Wolf.
Don't judge me.
Mo, what would you say is your favorite hobby?
I don't like really have a hobby. Like
Just like you don't have friends, right?
Oh my god.
I remember those days. No, but I guess my hobby would be Hearthstone then, because I do a little bit of Hearthstone, like play it for fun and all that. So.
I see.
Yeah, I don't have like a real life hobby like Wolf does.
Okay. What about you, NaNiwa? Do you have a hobby?
Wait, I want to clarify. What was Wolf's hobby? Fucking bitches or playing video games? We kind of blurred some lines here.
Oh my god.
And drinking.
I like all of these things. I wouldn't like to call them a hobby. Like, is it like a hobby to drink alcohol? I don't know if that's a hobby. I think it's like a recreational activity that you do with your friends.
I think alcoholics call it a hobby, man. So if you're not there yet, you got a while to go.
All right, I guess I'm still safe. I mean, I like women as much as any other guy. If that's a hobby, it's a hobby.
What about you, Nanny? What hobby do you have? Your favorite hobby outside of StarCraft?
Just like Morrow. I don't have a potato though, but
I see.
maybe
What
it's
is
time
this
to get a
potato?
potato.
What is this potato? Can I ask about the potato? I feel like I'm
Can
missing.
you
a
show us
rep-
the potato, Morrow?
Alright.
Did you
What
throw it
was the
away?
name
Did
of
it
the potato,
die?
Morrow?
No,
Morrow, can you say the
it
name of
didn't
the
die.
potato?
Okay, so it was like a stupid idea I had for the stream, and then apparently all my viewers were super enthusiastic about it. So we had like fundraiser for the camera and all that. So now I've actually set up a station. I can show you guys the star of my stream. He's over there, and you can see the camera. So this
That's
is
like a
actually-
nice camera too. That's
Yeah,
actually
this-
like a high quality webcam you got
Yeah,
on
this is
that.
actually a very good quality camera.
Are you gonna mix
That's
it
a-
up?
That's the same
change
camera I'm
angle?
using right now.
Yeah.
Maybe get like a nice plush pillow and then put the
And
pillow
what's
on
the name?
put the
The
potato
name,
on
Morrow.
top.
It's actually very retarded. The name is potato. We had a voting for the name too. We also had a selection process for the potato. So there were 5 different ones, and we did like a straw poll and all that. The whole thing is just really stupid, and I wish I didn't go through with it.
No, but isn't like a thing where you can get like a potato to grow like a root or whatever?
Yeah, it's already starting to grow a bit.
Nice. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing it grow more.
Yep.
What about you, Chris? Any hobby?
Yeah, casting and heroes, I guess, man.
Yeah.
Other than that, I work on like some business sides of things, not even like mostly esports stuff or streaming stuff, and then just getting more involved on future plans, I guess, because I can't be a player forever. So that would be my hobby outside of this. I mean, other than that, I enjoy movies and Netflix and eating good food.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, normal shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Desert known.
What?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, my favorite hobby will sound really odd to most of you guys, but for 2 months I've been working out a lot, and it's been really fun seeing the progress physically. like all the stages you go through of like being tired and then having more energy and doing more and hiking and so on. Like I didn't think I'd like it as much, but it's really fun. Outside of that, streaming and just watching TV shows is pretty much what I do. All right, next up, no, maybe not this one. Okay, no, not this. Oh, I was casting Heroes. Since it was like a marathon, did you enjoy it? Did you want to kill yourself? How did it go?
I had a lot of fun. It's similar to casting StarCraft 2, I guess. Is like when I did WCS, it was a lot easier because we had like breaks, like legitimate breaks that you could go eat, go drink, go to the bathroom, and like just chill out for a little bit. Casting a marathon, it was like 10, 11 hours, and there's like a minute or two where you could like run to the bathroom, but you were just back on camera, back casting. So it's a little bit exhausting. But if the games were good, I had a lot of fun. If the games were bad, similar to what I imagined StarCraft 2 would be like, you know, like early rounds ESL bracket of like a go for SC2. I don't know. Not going to really enjoy it probably. You know, I'm going to still cast it to the best of my ability, but it's not as fun if you're casting something that you're actually really excited about and you think like, oh my God, these guys are like really amazing players. So it was a good experience. It's good to know that if I have to cast for long periods of time, like 10, 11 hours, I can do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice. Okay, no, it didn't work. Oh, this question is really troll, but maybe we'll have an interesting answer. Do you guys feel about physical products as a way to monetize StarCraft 2? They should add amiibos to StarCraft, and each one contains mini campaign you can play through as the amiibo, or have voice packs from the characters for multiplayer and the amiibos. I think amiibos are the best way to monetize StarCraft. I would tweet out my collection in place of my regular food tweets. You guys know what amiibos are?
I know about amiibos, but I really don't think the demographic of StarCraft players and Blizzard players in general is the same type of people that buy figures that, you know, collect that stuff and like would want to pay for that. That's like people who play StarCraft don't go to retail to buy something to bring something to the game. I don't think that would work at all. I don't know if you guys even know what amiibos are, but like I think it's a bad idea.
all right, moving on before HuK gives me shit for it. Okay, what is the difference between a co-host like Destiny or HuK and a semi-regular guest? Is it the objectivity, the preparation, the faked interest in all of the topics of the show, or something else? Chris?
I'm a pretty shitty co-host, to be honest. I think Destiny probably is as well. desRow does the majority of the work on the show, as far as like organizing guests, coming up with topics. I used to help you more. But you've gotten a lot better at it since we talked about what you got to look for. Other than that, I'm pretty busy, so I miss a good amount of shows. Even today, I had to mute for a little bit, and I mean, I'm trying. But the difference between me and somebody like Morrow, who's on the show very regularly, is if desRow does 80 to 90% of the work, and I do like the 10-20, Morrow does like 1%. I mean, he doesn't really contribute to like picking topics or anything like that. He just comes on and talks about it. So,
yeah,
that would be the difference, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, the show isn't super hard to run. You just got to come up with topics, and desRow does a little bit of production value, and probably wrangling guests would be the hardest part, I would imagine, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, one last question from Reddit, then we go on Twitter shortly because I saw a good question, and then we move on with our lives. What do you think of a monthly tournament based on the top 16 StarCraft 2 streamers? Because the reason I think this question is interesting is that at the peak of StarCraft 2's viewership on Twitch, we had Hydra, Destiny, Combat X, and Control, all playing on NA ladder, all playing each other, minigun, and then you could see like sometimes like the two perspectives, you would see the climb in the ladder, there would be like a storyline just out of like regular practice, right? So now this question, a tournament between streamers, is like all these fan base uniting to see their favorites duke it out. Of course, there's a difference between liquipedia and NaNiwa, but the question itself, what do you think of a monthly tournament based on the top 16 streamers of StarCraft 2? NaNiwa, what do you think?
Top 16 in viewers, or?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I think it would be a terrible idea because the people who are popular are not necessarily the people who are actually good.
Yeah.
As you just said 1 second ago, Livy B against me, for example, or whatever. Like
Yeah, but you could
all
phrase.
the
You could.
popular
You could.
people from that time that you're talking about
Yeah.
are not very good at the moment.
Yeah, but you could phrase. I mean, there could be
But
some.
what would be the? I guess I could, but
Okay.
what
okay.
is there to win for me though?
Oh, yeah. Well, money, I guess, at the end of the road. But
Oh, money. Then it's a good idea, I guess.
this guy. Hey, Chris, what are your thoughts on a tournament like that? Would you be interested?
I'd be interested. I think I mean, anything that gets viewers together, you maybe throw it up on Base Trade or something, and you could even like rig the bracket a little bit and have like Caitlyn versus Livy B first round, and then have like NaNiwa versus me or something similar, and then just kind of like play it out. Like obviously, do Livy B and Caitlyn have a realistic shot of winning it? No, but you could split up like the money per match. Like I'm sure a lot of Caitlyn's viewers and a lot of Livy B's viewers would like put money into the prize pool for that specific match even.
I don't even
And-
think you would need money for the matches, like, because they're gonna hype the show, the match before it happens. So like the people are gonna donate as they play or finish playing.
I
Like-
wouldn't play unless there was money. And I think
No, I
NaNiwa's
mean
the
like
same
no,
thing.
but I mean like
I
you
would
can
play
pay
for the
out like the
fans.
top four
I
or
don't know what you're
whatever.
talking about.
No, but Chris, you can like pay
Yes,
out.
I understand.
Yeah, okay, fuck you.
They,
then.
they might do it, but there's a lot to lose too. It's the same reason why like casters, for example, would never talk about how good they are. They would never stream because they lose a lot more face when they get beat, by some random person.
Yeah, but
than they gain
that kind
from-
of mentality has like hurt the growth of StarCraft throughout the years.
Yeah, but who the fuck cares about the growth of StarCraft? Everybody's looking out for themselves.
My man.
My man.
I think there's not
Just- I
enough
love the community.
rivalry from the streamers publicly, right?
Yeah,
I
like-
know it was
Exactly, like-
imagine if okay, so what when you think about the streamers that get the most viewers that everybody thinks is not that good, etc., like in the community, who comes to mind? Winter. Then I think this is part of the reason why there's like a lot of discussion about this streamer in particular, even though like he was found a view bot and whatever else. Like this is a really good topic because that player in particular, like, would he if he didn't show up to this tournament, I would be like, oh, even his fans would be like, oh, I thought Winter was pretty good, but he's like won't show. If there was like this rivalry there, I feel like that could be really exciting, but that takes time to build, and that's just not going to happen overnight.
I don't
If it
know,
was
man.
if it was about growing StarCraft, then we would have had a caster tournament a long time ago.
Well, but they had the monopoly, they had all the money. They didn't need to do anything. But I
Monopoly.
think, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
People aren't looking out. Even players or even community members or casters or whatever way you look at it, no one is going to do something, or not many people, I should say, will go out of their way to be kind or do something generous for the community or for StarCraft 2 altogether. People
But-
are just looking out for themselves.
But I think
That's realistically what it is.
no, but I think like if you're like Caitlyn or Livy B, if you like put your neck on the line or whatever, like your viewers will reward you with money. Like they'll be hyped for you. They'll see you
Yeah.
compete. I think
Yeah.
like a seasonal top 16 streamer tournament would create storylines
I-
and would be cool.
I agree. Because
Okay.
you're going to have a good mix of people. You're going to have like Rotterdam, Nathanius, a lot of top players, Morrow, me, NaNiwa maybe, Winter. So you're going to have like your villains in there too. Even NaNiwa maybe is a polarizing person. So yeah, I think it'd be a great idea. Caitlyn and Livy B, there's like a lot of storylines. I think it'd be a very positive thing, and it would, drive subs, donations,
Yeah.
viewers all together.
Me and Cats.
Yeah, anything. I mean, I don't know if I put you in the top 16, but
This fucking guy. All right, Mo, do you have anything to add?
I don't think it's a great idea in the sense that if you have like a bracket, there would be basically a lot of the matches would be completely irrelevant. Like watching
Well, like he
NaNiwa
said,
play
you can
against
rig
Livy B,
it.
like
Yeah.
who wants to watch that? Nobody.
Yeah.
Like people want to watch Livy B against Caitlyn, or people want to watch like HuK against the Muslib or NaNiwa, something like that. When there's like an even match and viewers are speculating who's better between these two guys, like why have it as a monthly bracket when you can just set up these grudge matches in a show match instead of having this big bracket with a bunch of irrelevant matches.
I don't know, my man. You make some good points, but I want to believe in a dream, all right? Question for SC2Remax. What do you think the StarCraft announcements at E3 today are going to be? Because at 9 p.m. tonight, that's going to be 9 a.m. for you in Korea, I think. So, like, that's what? In 2 hours, there's going to be announcements for Heroes and StarCraft 2 at the PC Gamer PC conference or whatever. It's going to be hosted by Day9. No one wants to guess.
I have no
Really?
idea.
There's gonna be StarCraft 2 stuff. in
Yeah,
2
so
hours?
probably like the release date, but like imagine if they said like microtransactions or free to play or something that would blow up the internet.
I
There's
think
no way
what,
we're going to see a release date for StarCraft 2 at this event, right? Like, they would have been hyped much more, I feel.
Well, it's
Oh.
E3, so it wouldn't make sense that they would give the release date, right?
Well, Blizzard normally announces these types of things at bigger events like BlizzCon, right? Like, I don't think they would.
Yeah, but
use
there was a leak date of Legacy of the Void for November, so like that wouldn't work. Like announcing it at BlizzCon and then a few days later, like, hey, you can buy it. At least I think so. But Chris, microtransaction, something big, something that blows you away.
I would like to see personally if they sold the game campaign wise as they normally do, and then maybe like a few months after they get all their sales for that, they say, you know what, multiplayer is going to be free to play. I think that would help the scene in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't know if they're actually going to do that.
Maybe you could even like sell like a $5 multiplayer pass or something very
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah, and then just exclude the campaign because, I mean, that's the easiest way to get people into StarCraft 2 competitively or like support it as an esport. And at the same time, they still get a huge amount of people that just play the game for the campaign, so they'll get their sales as well. I would like to see that. I don't know. I wouldn't be too surprised if it was. I mean, I'm not looking at it and being like, oh yeah, 9 p.m. so excited. I'm looking at like, okay, nah. I don't think too much is going to be said, to be honest.
All right, last question of the show, guys. Discussion of YouTube gaming as partners. What would it take for the panel to leave Twitch? How much rev and sub money?
It would take like a shitload of money, basically. The ad rev and anybody that's smart isn't gonna, like, let's say theoretically, YouTube says, you know what, we're gonna give you 100% of your sub money, and we're gonna give you 3 times as much as ad rev. Ad rev isn't that much money, especially for people that get as few viewers as we do compared to top streamers. And subs are only good when they're consistently resubbing, and all of the viewer base right now is on Twitch, not on YouTube. So it basically take, I mean, if someone's smart, it's going to take just a big, like, they're going to say, you know what, desRow, I don't know how much you're making on Twitch, but we're going to offer you $30,000 to $40,000 to come to YouTube for the next 2 years, and we'll, you know, see from there. So you know, like, guaranteed you're getting, you know, 60 to 80,000 over the next 2 years. And sure, it's a big risk, and you might not retain the viewership that you had on Twitch, but you have guaranteed money. The biggest thing is, this has happened obviously, whether it's like Own Gaming, Azuba, or whatever, but YouTube is just such a big name compared to any of those other guys. Like, there's always like a level of sketchiness when you sign with the previous companies I named, but with YouTube, you know, like, there's going to be a lot of quality there, and they're going to have the money, and they're not going to fuck you over. So it's a little bit more of a better guarantee. And then if you never know, it could take off as well. So getting your foot in at the beginning rather than, you know, switching sides 2 or 3 years from now could be a big deal.
Yeah, well, I think anyone in the StarCraft scene wouldn't do it because there's just they rely too much on the.
If YouTube came to you and said, desRow, we're going to give you $40,000 for this year and the next year, would you sign? I think you would.
Yeah, obviously, but what I mean is like no one would go in StarCraft because you rely so much on the Twitch ecosystem and with the hosting features and everything.
You just said you would.
No, but they wouldn't give me that much money. So like the point, like I can
don't
see like
know.
other big streamers doing it, but no one
I
in
don't know.
StarCraft.
I could see them definitely offering someone that gets the viewership that NaNiwa or the Muslim get, and offering them a good amount of money like that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because they need to pull people over. And then if you think about the top streamers like Lyric or Summit or all those guys, the amount of money they would be willing to shell out, Nightblue, a lot of the top law streamers, it would be insane. Like hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, like $1 million.
You gotta
is
keep
not-
in mind. You gotta keep in mind with those guys. Then Twitch would also make like counter offers.
Yes.
It would be insane.
Twitch doesn't have to offer as much because right now they have the market base and they have viewership and they have like the subs that are already on the channel. If you switch sides, you're giving up all that, and that's a big risk. Like Twitch is the safe money right now, and YouTube is the risky money. So YouTube obviously has to like outbid Twitch, and it has to be by a good margin as well to pull these people away. That's why I'm saying, though, you know, if you think about it from like a donation, sub, all that viewpoint, what the Muslims making right now on Twitch, YouTube is going to have to offer, you know, maybe like almost twice as much, possibly. And then you're thinking maybe 30, 40, you know, $1,000 a year. It's definitely possible, man. It just depends what YouTube's strategy is going into this. But they're going to throw some funny money out there, that's for sure.
But haven't they been doing like live streaming for a long time? What's different now?
They're ramping up their gaming content, so they want to compete with Twitch on that market. They've already had live streaming, and they've already, you know, done a lot of stuff. Even E3, they've had really good viewership relative to Twitch on their channel, and they have like a good tech, and they just have a lot of opportunities. But they're ramping up gaming in particular now. They want to compete with Twitch.
So how is it on the YouTube side? Like, do you like click on games and then like click on Hearthstone and then you find the list of players, or how is it with the channels on YouTube?
It's not as directed as Twitch. Like, you know, when you go to Twitch, it's just live streaming. YouTube, it's kind of like mixed in more. So you got to search for it more, I guess. They are trying to promote it. I don't know if they're going to go to like a completely different site, or they're going to. I mean, I would prefer they make it more obvious. You know, having like a big banner or something that links to it, but I'm not sure. It's definitely, YouTube is still seen in most people's eyes as just like a video site, not a live streaming site, but they want to be a live streaming site, or they at least want their gaming side to be a lot bigger. They want to compete with Twitch. That is their goal.
Do you have anything to add to that, Wolf?
Well, I mean, I think HuK just basically covered it like almost 100%. YouTube is a risk. If they can give minimum guarantees, streamers will definitely maybe take the plunge if they're not doing as well, or if they're not having as, you know, sometimes they're making that much money on Twitch, or sometimes they're not. And you know, YouTube is offering support and, you know, stuff like that. I mean, it's basically just like, are things good on Twitch? Are you fine? If you are, then if someone offers you this, you're going to say, well, I need this much, or I can't do it. And it's pretty simple. Twitch is definitely the safer one because it has all of the viewer base for streaming. We see a lot of streaming platforms trying to compete. Hitbox, Azubu, Africa TV has even gotten into global recently. YouTube now, and even others that I haven't even mentioned. There's like Daily Motion has gotten involved. Ustream used to be a big one. I mean, we all were around during the livestream.com and the Ustream era. That was like before Twitch, before Justin TV, which then became Twitch, right? So, obviously, with someone who's making stable income with an ad revenue on a stream that has a following, like any of you guys, right? You guys are all streamers. I'm not really a big streamer. I stream every now and then for fun, but I don't make a lot of money off of it. If you've got this following and this subscriber base and everything that you built for possibly even years, you can't just walk away without a big, without somebody giving you something for it, like something really significant. It's an opportunity cost, basically.
Were you part of the Zubu move?
I was not really involved in that. I don't stream a lot. I don't really like to follow insanely rigid schedules. And I wasn't offered, you know, a deal that was like good enough for me. Like I was in talks with Azubu. Everyone basically was in Korea, right? I did do streaming with Africa TV for a while on their global platform because they gave me a really good offer. Now I'm like not with Twitch, but I stream on Twitch primarily, so that's where I'm at now. But I don't stream very often at all, as you guys probably know.
Yeah. But to go back just a little bit, like I don't know if you guys remember, like Artosis used to have like sick numbers with Hearthstone, with Heart of the Swarm as well, and then he took the Zubu payout, and then his viewership went to like 200, 300. I kind of feel bad for him, but you see, like that's the risk you're taking. It's like if you take a payout, then you can kiss away the healthy amount of viewer you might have had before that. But yeah, guys, that concludes SC2Remax episode 44. That was a very long episode. I need to pee so badly, but we'll do the shoutouts before that. Thank you so much, Wolf, for coming on. What are you going to be up to next? Are you going to be streaming? Tell us more.
Okay, so I'll just like keep this pretty brief. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. So there's on Thursday, I'm going to be commentating World of Tanks, and I'll be casting that with little Susie. You can check out my Twitter at Proxywell to follow like anything that I stream or I'm involved in. Make sure to watch the Star League finals. They're going to be on Saturday. They're going to be really awesome. It's going to be a team kill, I know, but the players that we have here, like they haven't been teammates for a long time. There's definitely some rivalry here. Dream wants to prove himself. Classic wants to, he's had like a rough time in somewhat recent eras, so like he wants to prove himself as well. There's like really cool rivalry there that I feel like is not as seen as like the Dream and Life rivalry. I don't want to get too much into that, but yeah, that's what's going on for me this week. So I guess just kind of follow me on Twitter. If you want to know anything about what I'm doing, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll probably hear about it there. And yeah, thanks so much for having me on. I want to get more involved in bringing you guys like more updates from the Korean scene, whether it's from Casper side, because Casper posts a lot of stuff in Korean that nobody ever translates, or nobody ever hears about, and I try to post that. I try to give you guys qualifier coverage and stuff like that. That's like what matters to me, because I know that's like where my best like tools that I have are. Like I'm not a pro gamer. I was never like top tier player. I'm not like the analyst guy. That's Moonblade's job. My thing is like I know the players. I speak Korean decently, and I try to like connect your side of the world with like where I am in Korea. So
Yeah, that's really cool that we still have someone that's willing to do that for us. Thank you, Wolf. What about you, Morrow? Anything you're gonna be up to next beside winning Starbow tournaments left and right?
Oh, it's pretty much it. That takes a lot of effort. But I'm just the usual. I'll try to stream like daily. So I'm still trying to make that work. It didn't pan out so well today, but maybe I'll stream some tonight. Maybe not. We'll see. But in general, you can check me out at twitch.tv/Morrow. So that's where I stream.
Okay. What about you, NaNiwa?
No, I don't have anything much to say. I will stream, I think.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, you're gonna be streaming tonight?
Or tomorrow.
Okay.
Actually, probably not tonight. Tomorrow.
All right.
Depends if I go online or not.
Tomorrow goes online. Okay.
Are you gonna go online, Morrow?
Maybe.
I'll host you if you go online.
Ooh, no. I won't bite.
Wow. You guys. All right. What about you, Chris?
Well, on the go, I'm going to be going to some small Toronto land that I'm excited about. I don't know if there's a link. I'll post a link in the chat after I'm done talking while desRow is doing his shoutouts. But WCS Toronto is coming up. I think I might see NaNiwa there. Johan? Is that correct or no?
Spoilers.
Nanny, my man, are you here?
What?
Oh, I feel like I said I'm going to be going to WCS Toronto. I might see NaNiwa there. I'm not sure.
Oh, yes.
So
I will
that'll
go
be
there.
nice.
Yeah.
I'll see
Yes.
also desRow.
Yeah.
I'll be casting that. And
Yeah.
other than that,
Money,
I'll
money.
try to stream a little bit. StarCraft 2 / maybe Heroes / maybe a tiny bit of CSGO. We'll see.
What do you think about Heroes, by the way?
Do you
1
have
to
a more
10 as an
specific
esport
question,
game.
or do you as an esport?
Yes, as an esport.
Does it feel the same needs that you had when you played League or Dota?
Well, I'm casting it, so it's a little bit different. I think it has more depth than people give it credit for. As far as, especially because there's different maps, I feel like that plays into it a lot. So there's a lot of interesting things you can do in the draft ban phase, pick and ban phase in the draft. I don't know. I like the game where it's at. I have fun playing it. I wouldn't be involved if I didn't. But how big it will be, it's hard to say. Blizzard's obviously supporting it a lot, and they have even bigger plans to support it more. So I think no matter what, it will be an esport, quote unquote. How big it gets, I really couldn't say. You got any questions other than that, NaNiwa?
No, that was satisfactory.
All right, Chris, are we gonna do like a 30-minute to 1 hour live Remax on Sunday after the tournament in a hotel room?
No.
But why not?
I wish I could ban you, Morrow, by the way, just to throw that out there.
Okay. All right, guys. If you want to see a live Remax episode at WCS Season 2 in Toronto, make sure to tweet at HuK to change his mind. I know he's very lazy when he goes to tournaments and he just
Won't
wants to
happen.
eat all day, but you know, bikini season is a thing, HuK. You have to realize that. All right.
Yo.
As for me,
You've seen, I've showed you something, man. You know that I'm in shape. Please.
yeah, you showed me something. All right. As for me, just streaming.
Very inappropriate.
Yeah, we'll be on the Geo Party show in 2 hours, so tune in for
Geo
that.
Party.
Yeah, Geo Party, and then I'll be in Toronto as well. Yeah, Geo Party. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for coming on. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Make sure to follow the stream. Also, thanks to the Patreon. I forgot about the Patreon. Nightfolio, Lucid, Zelazam, and yeah, check out our Patreon page, SC2Remax Patreon, and yeah, see you guys next week. Farewell.